Okay, so I have a better microphone situation. So what turns out with that whole Animal Crossing video was that I didn't swipe right for external mic because I had no idea what that even meant. But it turns out all you have to do is press a button and then it utilizes the microphone on your headphones. So that's why it was so quiet. So as I was telling you about my comic book class, I had the choice to take, well, I needed to take an English lit. And I had no idea which English lit was available. I thought it was going to be like, I don't know, Tolstoy, that sort of thing. But all they had was comic books. And oh, that's Max. This is a rare sighting of him. He doesn't generally come out. But so these are some of the comics that I actually did keep and enjoy because we had to read a lot of comics and I didn't like, I want to say like 80% of them. And we had to write essays on almost all of them. There was one called Home, and I really did like that one. I thought that was really cool, but I have no idea where it's at. Max really likes comics too. So, this was the first thing we had to read, and it's called Understanding Comics, and it's really boring. I think I have a bookmark in here. Yeah, I didn't finish it. I didn't read it because it's like explaining comics, and it actually it does really give you an understanding of how comics work and like how the spaces in between are called like the gutter, and that's for you as a reader to, you know, make your own conclusions on things. This is what you're supposed, that's what the author wants you to come up with things in between. Which, I guess that's cool. I did learn a lot from this class. Did I love this class? Yeah, it was pretty good, but I would never do it again. I wouldn't take like comic books 102. This one was my favorite. This is my favorite thing is monsters. And I guess this is more of a graphic novel. And it's about this little girl who she sees herself as a werewolf. And there's like this whole mystery where it's her imagination because she's a little girl and she's witnessed something traumatic and she doesn't quite remember, and so she's filling in all the little gaps of what happened. And as a reader you're going through, her as a werewolf detective kind of solving what happened. And I'm not entirely sure that this is finished. I think there needs to be another part, I think. I don't remember. But this was definitely one of my favorites. The artwork is amazing. And the author, she drew everything in ballpoint pen. Like you can see all like the little hash marks and stuff. And that is just incredible to me. So I really did enjoy this book. Persepolis, this was also another really good one. It's about a girl from Iran, and she is really like big into the American style and American music, and she's, against all the 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 standards that they put on traditional Iranian women. And when she was little, she thought that she was supposed to be a god, a prophet, or something like that. And it's also really good. I would recommend this one for sure. It kind of reminds me of a movie that I watched with this. I don't remember what race he is, but he was really big into Bruce Springsteen. I don't remember the name of the movie, but it's really good. I really enjoyed that movie, and it reminds me of this comic. And then this is this first real comic we read, and it's pretty funny. Oh, you're my husband is right next to me, and he's listening to me even though I told him not to listen to me. The movie's called Blinded by the Light, and if you haven't seen it, I really recommend it. This one is really good, Hyperbole and a Half. If you've ever seen the comic books like Cyanide and Happiness, the art style is very similar to that. Um, it has some really, really funny moments, but it's kind of just one of those things where it's her life. and the funny moments that happened. And that's the direction that I went with my comic, is just my life. And the only superhero one that I really liked was Watchmen. And I really need to watch the movie again. I have seen the movie. I saw the movie with my mom. And if you've ever seen Watchmen, you know that Dr. Manhattan doesn't have clothes and he becomes really huge. And to see Dr. Manhattan walk out and full frontal, and he's like 30 feet tall, and with my mom right there, it was really awkward. This one is, oh, these are two. Oh, I did enjoy Batman Year One. I want to read the next one for sure. And I did purchase one of the Walking Dead comics, but I still never read it. And this one is really good. This is by an author that is from my area. And it is about this guy that grows body parts on his farm. Like, he farms like prosthetics and stuff, but there's like something wrong with them. And this one ends on a cliffhanger. And I think the next one is already out, and I'm gonna have to buy it. I got a notification on Amazon about it recently, and I was like, yes, I need to buy this because it's really good. So I definitely recommend this one. My comic that I wrote. So based on everything that, I just showed you, we were to kind of come up with our own idea, our own story. It could have been about superheroes, it could have been supernatural, it could have been anything. And I decided to just, go the sort of easy route and be autobiographical because, I have some really dumb things happen in my life because I consider myself a very awkward person. And I went to FedEx and got this printed out nice and pretty because I thought that it was beautiful. Because I have never tried to draw anything in my life, and I drew everything on my tablet with a really big stylus. I didn't have a drawing pad like my sister. She actually teaches like illustration and stuff. And she lent me her drawing pad, and I was completely incapable of using it. It was too complicated. I say technology is just really not my thing. So I guess we're gonna do a reading of my comic. And so here's me. And this is my Adidas sweatshirt. It has zebras on it in real life. And it says, "That's me standing awkwardly. I don't need to pee." And my comic is called "Hey, I'm D and I'm awkward." Alright. Hey, I'm D and I'm socially awkward. These are my stories. For as long as I remember, I have always gotten really nervous when people talk to me. I get even more nervous when I am the center of attention. For the life of me, I do not know why I had picked working as a barista for my first job. For someone who is not shy, it's an easy job. You talk to the customers and make them things to drink. For me, it was make the drink as quickly as I could and run away before the customers talked to me. The first time I had to speak up and call out an order, I crashed and burned. All I had to say was, "Tall chocolate mocha sippy on the bar." But I couldn't do it. It was the absurdity of the word mocha sippy. I could not say it. It sounded so stupid. I might as well guffaw like Goofy. Yep. All eyes were on me. Several people were losing their patience. My coworker was fulfilling more drink orders, and despite my pleas, he refused to call it out for me. I took a deep breath, faced the waiting customers, and said, so, if you look, let me zoom in. Max decided to sit on me. So let me just adjust. I'm actually kind of proud of my angry people. So this is your typical don't talk to me before I've had my caffeine. And she's like, who this for? And he was my supervisor, and he's like, D, all you have to say is tall chocolate mocha sippy on the bar. And they would say sippy. They wouldn't say mocha sippy. They would say sippy, which to me sounded even more stupid. And so I'm just like, I can't do it. It sounds stupid. And then they're yelling at me, and everybody's waiting. And so then I say, tall chocolate sippy drink thingy. I don't know. And it's like such genius. Sounds so much better. And it turned out that I made it wrong. And the girl was mad. And she was like, did you even put chocolate in this drink? And I was like, I did, I promise. Because it's my first day. And these people are all like staring at me. And you had to wear a ribbon on your apron that said, it's my first day. And so people were really mean to me. All right, let me continue. Chocolate sippy drink thingy, I don't know, and then I haphazardly placed it on the bar, while internally I died. I was forced to call drinks for the rest of the night. While saying mocha sippy felt stupid, sometimes I panic and I just say really stupid things. It could be as simple as blundering a phrase, once in a chance time life. A simple mistake, they still understood what I meant. Unfortunately, messing up the order of words or phrases can end up blowing up in my face. So this is a scene when I was at school and I was walking to the bus, and this friend of mine whom I really didn't, talk to him very much, he just like popped up out of blue and he's like waving to me. He's like, "Oh my God, Dee, hey, good to see ya." And internally, I'm like, "Oh my God, someone I know, don't be awkward, don't be awkward." And so in my head, I'm like, "Such a surprise, fancy seeing you here. I didn't expect to see you here." But instead, what I really said was, "I didn't expect to fancy seeing you here." And so this is me panicking, going, "Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, you idiot." And he kind of just looked at me with this really stupid face and left. And that's me internally dying, saying, "You dummy, that was awkward." From the confused look on his face and the way he just turned around and walked away, I don't think he knew what I meant. He left without saying a word, and I continued to live through the mortification 5 times a day for the rest of my life. This is actually very true. I do think about this pretty often, and I do internally die every time I think about it. Sure, in my mind, things I want to say are witty and funny, but somehow the nervousness gets the best of me. Let us take it a step further. I am horrible with compliments. I become a blithering, self-deprecating idiot. Compliments just do not compute with me. It is simply too unbelievable for anyone to notice anything positive about me. My mind just explodes and I die from embarrassment. And so here's this time I'm hanging out with my friend. And we're just talking. Oh, we're talking about this story where, and I'll actually elaborate on the story that we're talking about in this comic. I was at the gym, and at the time, I've had I guess a crush on my workout teacher. He had a really nice body, and he was wearing like this muscle shirt, and I don't know, I was nervous, and we were all doing these sit-ups on this exercise ball, and I was trying to, keep up with everyone, because this exercise class was really intimidating. Everybody was like really fit, and like 80% of the time I was the only girl there. And so I'm trying to keep up, and I'm nervous, and I flew off the exercise ball. Like, I went to do the sit-up, and I go to do a really hard crunch, and next thing you know, I flew on the ground, and I'm on the floor, and everybody's laughing. And so that's the story that I'm talking about in this comic. And so this particular friend of mine has these really bright green eyes, and I feel very plain when I am around them. So I'm saying, ha ha ha. So then, yeah, I flew off the exercise ball in front of everyone. And he's like, ha, you would fly off. Hey, you have nice teeth. And I'm like, me? Because, someone's complimenting me. No, no, I can't let him believe the lies. So this is my internal thoughts, where it's compliment deflection 101. No, I don't have nice teeth. This front tooth sticks out further than the rest. It's a taste tooth. It's no, no, not. I mean, like, oh my God, did I just say I have a taste tooth? And I'm like, just shut up, stop trying to explain. He's so confused. Taste tooth? Taste tooth? So he's giving me this crazy look, and I'm just like, holy bejesus. He's so shook, his beard fell off. And here's the teeth. And they're tasting things. This one has a cookie, and this one is drooling. And they're like, yummy, delish, such delicious. We can taste. Tasty. And I'm just crying because, come on, taste tooth? Cut me some slack. The logic is somewhat sound. One of my front teeth sticks out a little more than the other. It is the first tooth that touches anything I consume, thus becomes stained more than the others. The different tooth cannot be included with a set of nice teeth because it's different. Obviously, it is possible to taste things. It is not possible to taste things with my teeth. Teeth are not for tasting. I know this. Okay, this bit is dead now. He still brings it up from time to time, so I can relive the mortification 5 times a day for the rest of my life. Just now, retelling the story, I feel mortified. Somehow, I managed to trick people into thinking I'm cute enough to take out on a date. I can't explain exactly how this happens, but I can tell you for a fact that I can't make the first move. The thought of initiating the first kiss is absolutely terrifying. It's not just that, though. We all know it's going to happen. We're going to kiss. This relationship has progressed far enough for us to kiss. But the thought of someone else's lips touching mine in the imminent future is just too much. I can't do it. It seems as though every time the moment is here, I completely forget how to kiss. I don't know what to do with my face, but his lips are coming for mine, and my mouth feels like the Sahara Desert. I don't know if I should just turn my face and say, I can't, or if I should just go with it. So, here was a time I just went with it. Okay, I attempted and failed at drawing this part, so I'll make a long, painful story short. He went in for the kiss. It was bad. Even though I forgot how to kiss, I knew it was bad. Because I am awkward, I did not just say, I'm not feeling this, take me home. Oh no, instead I asked if he used Irish Spring soap. And without him actually confirming the type of soap it was, I began itching my skin and pretending like I was having an allergic reaction. Like consistently scratching my neck, scratching my arms, saying, I don't know what it is. It must be your soap. I suppose my plan to stop the kissing was successful. When we pulled up to my house, I became magically absolved of my allergic ailments. I felt really stupid, so I decided to attempt to save face and kiss him goodbye. Except, with my eyes closed, I missed his face and fell into his neck. He didn't call, but a week or so later he texted me to inform me that he changed soaps. Anytime I see Irish Spring soap, I relive the mortification 5 times a day for the rest of my life. And here's my best depiction of Irish Spring soap. Maybe that's supposed to be 3.75 ounces. 375 ounces seems like a really big soap. Throughout all my nervousness and awkwardness, I still managed to trap someone, and things were going at a perfect pace. He was also too shy to kiss me at first, and it took a few weeks of awkward ending dates. It was summertime, and I spent many an hour standing outside his door, getting bit by mosquitoes, waiting, but also internally panicking about a kiss that would end up taking a month to happen. It did happen, and it was magic. It wasn't until the night of Macaroni and Expensive that I realized he is the one. We had to go to a specialty store to purchase all types of cheese for this extravagant macaroni and cheese recipe we wanted to cook together. It was a very expensive venture. So expensive that you would want the cheese to be in optimal form for mac and cheese, which is grated. So essentially, what happened was we had watched Bobby Flay's Cookdown. Is that what it's called? Cookdown? Showdown? I don't know. It's when you compete with Bobby Flay. And this lady had like this really amazing mac and cheese recipe. And me and my boyfriend at the time, we were both like, this looks delicious. Let's make it. So we went to the Fresh Market, which is a very expensive store, but they have like these special cheeses that you would need. And we spent like $100 on cheese. So here is my comic of macaroni and expensive. So this is me and my boyfriend, and I'm saying, follow me, we gonna buy all the things. And I said okay, so we're at the cheese counter, and I say, ½ pound of Munster, please. And he says, you got it, that'll be $4, baby. You want fries with that? This is a quote from a movie that my husband likes. And so here is the knife, and the knife is going shing. You know, that sound a super sharp sword would make. And he begins slicing the cheese. And I'm like, oh my god, no! The cheese is not supposed to be sliced! And my boyfriend's like, this girl's gonna cut her fingers trying to grate sliced cheese. And I look at him, and this man's cutting the cheese, and, you know, this is all happening within a minute or so. And I'm like, hurry, tell him to stop slicing it. And he just froze. He's like, I can't tell him. So I'm like, why not? And his response is, he's busy. He's busy slicing the cheese that we didn't need sliced. And so I realized he's just as awkward as me. And I totally did cut my fingers that day. I think I still have a scar. Let me see. Right there in the middle, I have a little tiny scar from where I cut my finger. And it was all his fault because he couldn't tell him because he was busy. I knew in that moment when I grated the skin off of my finger while trying to grate slices of cheese that my idiot boyfriend must be the one. Look, I might be awkward and a kind of a social idiot, but somehow I made it out okay. I even managed to find my awkward flying turtle soulmate. I think in some way, everyone is dying on the inside and reliving their mortifying moments 5 times a day. It doesn't have to define us. It just gives us the comical character to laugh about. And without laughter, life would be pretty damn boring. And so my final panel is, I continue to live my life awkwardly, but this is all I'm sharing. Okay, thanks. Bye. But yeah, the guy in the thing, if you haven't gathered, that's my husband. And he is still the exact same way. Actually, it's not my husband that this happened with. It was my sister, because she is just as awkward as I am. We went to Lululemon when I went visit her, and I needed to give back the pants that I didn't want to buy because this I hate it when they go out of their way to sell you things. They're like, here, try this on, here, try that. And I'm like, I don't want to try any of this on. I wanted to just find pants myself. But no, they come out of nowhere. And so I felt obligated to try it on. And I didn't like it. And I wanted to give it back to her. But she was talking to another customer. And so me and my sister, we're just standing there. And my brother-in-law, he's like, why don't you just give it to her? And we both look at him and we're like, but she's busy. And so he did it for us. But like my husband, he would not have done that. So that's my comic. I hope you enjoyed, and I will talk to you later. And here's Max.